Welcome to 60 Seconds of Wellness Reflection. I'm Joyce Chacha from Wellness Hub. Today we're talking about addiction, not just about alcohol or drugs, but also gambling, pornography, social media, shopping, even working. So addiction is not just the bottle or the pill. It is also the endless scrolling, gambling away the rent, hiding the pornography tabs, chasing dopamine highs, or even working until our body feels like it's breaking. Addiction starts as a relief, becomes routine, then turns into regret. It is pain in disguise. Our body is actually screaming what the mind is trying to silence. Addiction is not just about weakness. It's an actual attempt to survive. Maybe the biggest question at this time is, why do we get addicted? We get addicted for different reasons. For some, it's to escape trauma, loneliness, rejection, or even shame. For some, it's the overwhelming stress, the expectations of ourselves and even of others, the boredom, a lot of free time. For others, it's because there's need for control, or sometimes the emotional numbness. Dopamine actually promises relief, but most of the time, in such circumstances, leaves us even more empty. Think of addiction like drinking salt water. It feels like it will quench us, but guess what? It actually leaves us more thirstier. Allow me to just take you through a few types of addiction. We can call one substance-based. We have the alcohol, the nicotines, even the prescribed medication, some even hard drugs. There are different types of addictions. There is a substance-based, the use of alcohol, the nicotine. For some, they're addicted to prescription medicine, and for some, it's even the hard drugs. There's also behavioral addictions like gambling, watching pornography, the gaming, social media, shopping, eating, overeating, or let's call it binge eating. There's also overexercising and even overworking. So the question also arises, how did they start? It actually starts early for some, as trauma or even emotional neglect. For some, it's because of stress from work, stress from relationship, the financial burdens. For some, it's the social pressure. For some, it's just the boredom, a lot of free time in our hands. And for some, it's just to escape, run away from something. Even run away from ourselves. For some, even, it's even just you're caught up in the dopamine loop. So addiction actually equals loss of control. And as we had said earlier, it starts and continue building up. It comes with some compulsive behaviors, and it continues despite even someone seeing and experiencing the harm it's causing on them. So some of the signs that are visibly experienced when it comes to addiction, one is that one will have some craving about this addiction. Number two is failed attempts to stop. The other thing is neglecting your responsibilities. Another thing, you have withdrawal symptoms when you don't get this particular thing. The other thing is needing more to feel less. You really need to have it or to experience it. Of course, the other thing is hiding or even lying about the habit. When you're confronted, oh no, I don't. I no longer do that. So those are some of the signs. But there's room for healing. And how can we heal? We begin to heal by acknowledging without shame, because awareness is power. The other thing is to identify our triggers. Is it time? Is it the emotion? Is it the environment? Is it the people? What is it? The other thing is to replace the behavior. We talk about it, we journal about it, we make a move and even create a different experience. Of course, the other thing is to seek support. Personal therapy, group therapy, finding a mentor and working with them. Another thing that is important is to set boundaries. And by this, we are able to limit the triggers. But mostly, toxic access. It's very important that we celebrate our progress in this journey of addiction. It's not about perfectionism. We know that recovery is more spiral. It's not a straight line. So, as part of healing, we need to rest our nervous system. And that's where healing happens, and healing requires safety. It's important to look out for some red flags, especially behavioral ones. Like, we hide about our use. We lie to ourselves and even to others. We are ashamed. We even feel guilty. We try to stop. And for sure, for one reason or the other, we are unable to. So we are not able to manage it. And sometimes we feel out of control. But today I want us to say something. For today's affirmation, I want us to say this. I am not my urges. I forgive myself for what I did in order to survive. I choose peace over numbness. I deserve the rest. Even in relapse, I'm still worthy. Today, I take one small, powerful step forward. And please do that. Let's replace one habit with one, let's call it nourishing habit, like a walk, a real conversation, some quiet moment to reflect. Please pick something and replace it today. As we wind up this session, I want to just remind you that addiction is not about being a bad person. It's not about being hurt. And recovery is not about being perfect. It's not about being the best. But it's about choosing not to bleed from the same wound again. You are not your past, especially your past habits. You're someone who is learning to breathe again, a breath of fresh air.